Here is a great experiment. Not that I'm condoning this, as it ruined many, many people's lives. But let's take a country, the same people, the same culture, the same everything, and split that country into two separate halves. Give each half a different type of government, and let's see what happens after a few years. Will the countries change? Will the situations be drastically different between the two countries? The answer is, yeah. The world witnessed this experiment with both Germany, east and west, and with Korea, north and south. In both situations, the one side became democratic and free, the other side communist, with very repressive and restrictive governments. In both situations, the free side flourished and became good countries with good economies and freedoms and rights for the people. Very good living conditions. In both situations, the communist side became awful, became poor, became a place people wanted to escape, but weren't allowed to under penalty of death. Gosh, golly gee, I guess we now know communism does not work. Great experiment that they did on these people's lives. Oh, and by the way, North Korea, the one with communism, they actually have way more resources and better land than South Korea. And yet they became the poor country? Maybe it was the communism. Remember GDP, gross domestic product per capita? The value of all the stuff produced in a country divided by the population. The GDP per capita of the United States is about $56,000 per person, for every person. Free South Korea is about $40,000 per person. That's great. Almost the same as ours. Communist North Korea is $1,700 per person. That is a huge difference. 40,000 in South Korea compared to 1,700 in North Korea. Does communism make a difference? Oh, absolutely it does. Now, the next two slides that you're going to get to after this video are pretty cool. They tell you a lot about the difference between the two countries, North and South Korea. These are satellite pictures taken from space by, well, satellites. They are taken at nighttime and simply show where lights are turned on. Big deal, but it is. It shows population concentrations. The more the lights, the more people. But that's not true in these two pictures of North and South Korea. When you look at the pictures, it shows tons of people, millions of lights on in free South Korea. And in communist North Korea, it looks like no one's home. No one lives there. There's no lights. True, South Korea does have a bigger population, partly because they starve to death in North Korea, but still, look at the lights. This is not showing population. It is showing poverty. It is showing where they have no electricity, so no lights. The bright spot on the map that is all lit up in North Korea, it's kind of small, but you'll see it. In North Korea, that's their capital city of Pyongyang, where their dear leader lives. He, of course, has electricity. So go look at the two maps on the next two slides and see what you see, or not see. Get it? See what I did there? See what you don't see? Man, I gotta get out of this house. I gotta go. I gotta go do something.